What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Breakdown. Uh, Definitely glad to be coming back at you guys once again. Like I said, I have been out for a while, just kind of, just kind of doing other things. I've been fine, but really quick, like I said, welcome to another edition of the Breakdown. Before I get into what I'm about to talk about, you guys can definitely follow me on Twitter. You can definitely follow me on Twitter. My Twitter name is OKCBoy, so it's the exact same name as what my username is on YouTube. Okay, real quickly, time to get into it. So last week, Mark Cuban had made comments about. Um, Mark Cuban had made comments about, if 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 the NBA is going to require players to only go 1 year and done, and then to the NBA, Mark Cuban had suggested, well, instead of some of the top high school players doing that, why don't they do why don't they go to the NBA developmental league? And some of the points that Mark Cuban had pointed out were quite. I liked it. I'm actually going to post a link in the description where you can go and read it. But before you do that, why don't you listen to a few things of what I think. I've always been a proponent of players at least going 2 years of college and then going to the pros. The reason why I think that is that the game's different now. The players coming out of high school are not as good as they used to be. So for me to say to go back to coming straight out of high school straight to the NBA, I don't know if that's good for the college game. I don't know if that's good for the pro game. But players going 2 years, I think it's good for the college game and it's good for the pro game. But I wholeheartedly believe in what Mark Cuban has said. And that players, the top high school players, instead of going 1 year of college, they should just go straight to the NBA D League. And here are some reasons why I think that is going to be, if this is a route that players choose to take. Here are some reasons why I think that would definitely help the pro game out. Now, as far as college, probably doesn't help the college game out that much, but college is always going to be exciting no matter what. Now, reasons why I think it's going to help the pro game out is because, first of all, players will immediately get coached by NBA coaches. They will immediately know in that first year out of high school how to take care of their bodies. They will immediately be thrown into an NBA system. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are saying. A lot of you guys are probably going to say, well, the NBA D League doesn't pay that much. It's probably better if players would go overseas. True. I mean, high school players could go overseas and ink a much bigger contract, but I mean, if you think about what's 1 year of playing in the D League, I mean, at least they will get paid. At least players will get paid in the D League, and then players like Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker, different players like that. If you were to have a high profile high school player come out of high school and go straight to the D League, they would immediately be able to sign a shoe deal, with Nike, Adidas, something like that. They would immediately be able to market themselves and make extra money that way as well. But like I said, even if they weren't as high of a status to ink a shoe deal right away, they would be making more money in the D League than they were making the previous year in high school. So overall, I think it would just be a much more better experience. I don't know if it would be a much more better experience than college. I take that back, but I think for the pro game, I think players would be able to develop because, like I said, I mean, think about it. You think about it, on a night in and night out basis, they're going to be going up against players who have possibly signed 10-day contracts in the NBA. They're going to be going up against players who have possibly played, half of the season in the NBA. They're also going to be going up against players who were probably some of the best college players already in college basketball. So from a competition standpoint, they're definitely not going to be lacking on that. And like I said, they're going to be getting NBA coaching. They're going to be, they're going to be going through NBA type of workouts. Going to be running they're going to be playing in an NBA style of basketball. Now the D League has to improve itself. I think the NBA D League has to definitely improve itself before before the top high school players, uh, you know, before the top high school players take that option. And Mark Cuban did say, he hasn't thought it through and through, and neither have I. But if, like I said, if you go down there and read that story, it's definitely something that I think that if the NBA does it right, they definitely could. They definitely could. Start to attract some of the top high school talent away from college, because let's be quite frank, for these players to go to college 1 year, it's a joke. It's really a joke. Now if you're going to make a rule where they're going to go for 3 years, then that's a different thing. I'm all about education to a certain degree, but for these players to go to college 1 year, I mean, really, a player only has to pass. He only has to pass the first semester, and then after that, he only has to enroll in 12 hours, and then he doesn't even have to go to class. I don't know if a lot of you guys knew. You can actually be failing all of your classes by the time NCAA tournament time comes, and you're actually still eligible to play in the game. So, like I said, the the one and done thing is a joke. I mean, to tell me that all these players that have gone one and done have went to class in the second semester is an absolute joke. Some of these players, like I said, they probably just get easy classes, pass the first semester, and then in the second semester, they probably don't even go to class, especially if they already know that they are going to the NBA after after that initial first year. Mark Cuban, he did suggest, maybe the NBA could take steps to, where the top high school players could join the NBA D League, but then also be made to take, some type of classes, while they're still doing that as well. So like I said, I haven't thought of all that through. I'm not going to get too much into that, but the one and done rule is a complete joke. I mean, like I said, if 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 any of you guys out there believe that that these kids are going to school to get their education, and if any of you kids believe that education comes first, then the one and done rule, like I said, it's an absolute complete joke, because like I said, all the kids have to do is really just pass the first semester, and then in the second semester they don't even have to go to class, and they're eligible to play every game. They're eligible to play every game all the way through the NCAA tournament. So the one and done rule is a joke, and like I said, if the NBA is going to keep, if they're going to keep it at 1 year, I know a lot of people are pushing for 2 years. They're going to keep it at 1 year. Then I think it's definitely it would definitely. I mean, for the NBA would be winning, and all it's going to take is just one person. All it's going to take is for one high school, top high school player to take this route, and if it's successful, I could see it. I could definitely see a trend starting, where the top high school players, instead of going to college, they can go to the D League, get paid a little bit, maybe take some classes, learn under the NBA system, and then be much more polished and ready to play in the NBA the following year. Because I don't know if you guys know, but in the D League, you only have to be you can go to the D League right out of high school. So most players are 17 and 18 when they graduate high school. So most people are about 18 years old when they graduate high school. So I just think that that's a much better option. I know a few years back when Brandon Jennings had went overseas, we kind of thought that might be a trend. That was something that we thought it might be a trend, but it really didn't spiral into a trend. But like I said, the NBA is completely winning. The ticket sales would go up in the D League. The players would be much more polished, and I believe players would be much more polished and actually be able to help out a team in their first year in the NBA after getting that D League development. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm gonna post the link to that in the description on that story. But let me know what you guys think as far as, should players bypass college if they're gonna if they're the top high school players, should they bypass going to college for 1 year, and instead of doing that, just go straight to the D League, get paid, maybe start marketing themselves with shoe companies, and then also be ready to play in the NBA. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I think if players start to do this, we would definitely see the NBA return to a high level where you definitely got rookies and players who are ready to help teams immediately. But like I said, thanks for tuning into the breakdown. Follow me on Twitter and definitely let me know what you guys think of this particular topic. I'm out.